Someone waits for me.
This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show for Chesterfield, produced and transcribed at the Marine Memorial Theater in San Francisco, with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Collins of the Mayors, and Bing's guests, Mr. George Jessel and Miss Martha Tilton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you a man who has just completed a motor trip to the northwestern portion of the United States and Vancouver, British Columbia, Mr. Bum Crosby.
I see. Bum, huh? You're aware of the little Canadian caper that I was recently involved in up there above the border.
Aware of it. I read it in all the papers. You really got the bum's rush, didn't you?
I got the biggest, coldest brush you've ever seen.
Well, it's your own fault, Bing, the way you dress.
What do you mean the way I dress?
Oh, I saw a picture of you in the paper.
What the hell?
You needed a shave, you were wearing a floppy hat and a beat-up old jacket, and you had a tin cup in your left hand.
Didn't you notice the handful of pencils I had in the right? Well, Ken, actually, no matter what you think, I want to tell you something. I had very little trouble getting a room at the Hotel Vancouver.
No, you didn't, huh?
No, I didn't. When rebuffed, I walked across the street. I checked into another hotel. I took a bath, shaved, changed clothes, went back to the Vancouver, walked up the desk, and got a room with very little trouble.
No trouble at all.
Nothing, practically
Bing,
nothing.
I've been wondering ever since that. Was the hotel clerk punished or chastised in any way because he didn't recognize you?
This is surprising, Ken. What? It's amazing, but as a matter of fact, dubious honor has been heaped upon him.
Honor?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean?
He's been appointed president of the Bob Hope fan club up there.
Say, isn't that something?
Well, it certainly is, and it serves him right. I think what threw the fellow what really put him into a tizzy, a complete snit, was my hat.
Your hat?
Yes. I had hundreds of trout flies hooked into the band and onto the brim, off the face.
Yeah, Why should that frighten the room clerk?
Well, he thought they were real bugs, I guess.
I don't think he did.
Well, then why did he spray me with a flit gun? Give me that.
Well, the biggest laugh I got out of the whole story was when you said the next time you go to Vancouver, you're going to wear a blue serge suit.
Why should that give you a laugh?
Because you don't have a blue serge suit.
Oh, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, Gary is graduating from high school in it this week. Down here at Bellarmine on the peninsula.
Yeah, but Gary's much bigger than you are.
Well, he'll squeeze into the suit or I'll break both his collarbones.
Well...
Sign that boy permanently. Book him.
Anyhow, Bing, I'll bet you didn't have any trouble getting a room here in San Francisco.
I certainly didn't. The clerk didn't even notice how I was dressed. I just walked right up, signed the register. I was shown to a room without the slightest difficulty.
Naturally. Where are you living? The Palace, St. Francis?
I'm at the Seamen's Rescue Mission. I have a lovely room there overlooking several roommates. All salty old sailors, all of them, too.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm not kidding. Of course, I do think I'd better go down to 3rd Street tonight and have a mermaid tattooed on my chest.
What for?
Well, all those sailors, Ken. I feel like a sissy in the showers.
Well, I suppose if you're going to move in those social circles, you should sport a little Technicolor decor.
I think so. I'm glad you concur, Ken. Now, by way of opening tonight, here's a timely tune. It fits the season and everything. It's got a lot of mileage on it. It is kind of an oldie, but it's a good one. Young Johnny Jones, he had a cute little boat, and all the chickens he would take for a float. He had girlies on the shore, sweet little peaches by the score. But Johnny was a Weisenheimer, His steady girl was Flo. And every Sunday afternoon, she'd jump in his boat and they'd spoon. And then he'd row, row, row. Way up the river, he would row, row, row. A hug he'd give her and he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when. He'd fool around and fool around, and then they'd kiss again, and then they'd row, row, row. A little further they would row, 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 row. Then he'd drop both his oars, take a few more encores, and then they'd roll, roll, roll. Right in his boat he had a cute little seat, and every kiss he stole from Flo was so sweet. And he knew just how to row. He was a rowing Romeo. He knew an island where the trees... I'm a little old for this. He knew just where to land. Then tales of love he'd tell to Flo until it was time for them to go. Then he would row, row, row. Way up the river he would row, row, row. A hug he'd give her and he'd kiss her now and then. She would tell him when. He'd go around, around. Did he back there? A little further he would row, 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 row. Then he would rest, 20 bars rest, and then he'd row, row, hey, row, then he'd row, row, row.
Nautical, Bing kids, very sprightly.
Well, it goes better with a straw hat, a blazer, and a pom-pom, but that's the best I could do with this word. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present one of our foremost singing stars, the feminine singing half of Kurt Massey time, Miss Martha Tilton.
Thank you, Ben.
Martha, just before we proceed or go any further here, I want to tell you that it's very nice of your sponsor, the Alka-Seltzer people, to let you fly up tonight and help us out in the program here.
Well, glad to do it, Bing.
You know, trying to find a girl for the show is really getting to be a headache for me, Martha, but you're here and everything is all right.
Oh, good old Alka-Seltzer always comes through.
Oh, nice little tune. Sure it does. What are you going to sing for us, Martha?
Do you like How High the Moon?
I adore it. That's a great tune, High, High the Moon. And I can't think of anybody who can give it a better belting around than you can, Martha.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the finest singers in our business, this young lady, and a delightful young lady she is to boot, as you can see. Tilton, Martha Tilton, singing How High the Moon.
Somewhere there's music, how faint the tune. Somewhere there's heaven, how high the moon. There is no moon above when love is far away too. Still it comes true that you love me as I love you. Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will, how still my heart, how high the moon.
When love is far away too, till it comes true that you love me as I love you.
Somewhere there's music, it's where you are. Somewhere there's heaven, how near, how far. The darkest night would shine if you would come to me soon. Until you will, how still my heart, how high the moon, how high the moon.
Isn't he sweet? Really can sing, too. That was nicely turned, Martha. Really it was. It's my turn now, and I've got an awful lot of courage trying to follow you with that, because that was so stylish. But I've got a recent Decca disc that's going very big now in some sections of Sausalito. I have my spies out, they tell me. It's quite well there. This is called Quizás, Quizás. The lovely senorita says no, and I believe her, but oh, why do her eyes say quizás, quizás, quizás? That Spanish moon is brighter tonight. It must know something all right. That's why her eyes say quizás, quizás, quizás. We should go back and dance with the rest of the dancers. And yet I have the feeling that her heart's not in her answer. The lovely senorita says no, but I'm not willing to go. Not while her eyes say quizás, quizás, quizás.
Siempre que te pregunto que cuando, come, dónde, yo siempre me respondes quizás, quizás, quizás. The lovely senorita says no, says no, says no. But why do her eyes say maybe, maybe so?
We should go back and dance with the rest of the dancers. And yet I have the feeling that her heart's not in her answer. The lovely senorita says no, but I'm not willing to go. Not while her eyes say
quizás, quizás,
quizás, quizás. Could be. Thank you very much, Stroop. You're in fine form tonight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present one of our best-known citizens, a prominent motion picture producer, bon vivant, raconteur, fine actor, great after-dinner speaker, the Toastmaster General of the United States, Mr. George Jessel.
Thank you very much, Bing. Thank you. That was a very nice introduction, and you were very kind to mention the various fields in which I try to excel.
Oh, I could have said more, Georgie.
Yes, you could. What could you have said
Well,
more?
I could have pointed out that you were also a great lover.
Oh, now, Bing, Bing, let's keep my introduction current.
What would you wouldn't care to just take a stroll down memory lane?
Not too far, Bing.
Well, you're looking wonderful, Georgie. Actually, you're wonderful. Your attire is so impeccable. It double-breasted gray does so much for you. You're dressed in the height of fashion. You really look pretty sharp.
Well, I wouldn't say that I look sharp, but at least I don't get thrown out of hotels for looking like a bum. I can't understand how they could do that. Don't you own that hotel?
Listen, don't stand there and tell me you never had any trouble getting into a hotel.
Never in my entire career have I had trouble checking into a hotel. Checking out, this is something else.
You lower the baggage down the aisle.
Bing, I'm worried about
What's
you.
the matter? What's bothering you?
It hurts me to think that you would be mistaken for a schnorrer or a hobo. And I'm sorry that you don't have any decent clothes. And I'd offer you money, but it happens that I don't have any.
Oh, that's sweet of you, Georgie, but I don't need any.
I do. Offer me some.
Don't tell me you're short of money. What are you going to do in your old age?
Well, I'm doing very nicely.
Now, you're still a boy yet. True, you're a little gray around the temples, but...
I'm also gray outside of the temple. And I go to a great many, I'd like to have you know.
Good for you, bully. But you're youthful in spirit.
You don't say bully about a temple. That doesn't fit at all.
Dolphin Gates of College, yeah? But you're youthful in spirit, and your viewpoint is youthful, George. That's what I mean. You always have 2 or 3 pictures in production. You attend this party and that party. You're flying here, flying there, making after-dinner speeches. You're in the nightclubs dancing with this beauty and that beauty.
I also collect stamps, you know. I've got a Chilean special delivery that'll kill you, really.
You got anything from Bolivia there. You're loaded. But I always wanted to ask you one question, George. This has always been in the back of my mind. You must have attended thousands of banquets and dinners, huh?
Yes, I have. All over the country. As a matter of fact, I'm the world's leading consumer of fruit cocktails, chicken a la king, romaine salad, blue cheese and crackers, and let us not forget celery and olives.
No.
Which I should have mentioned before the fruit cocktail.
Gotta watch those things, George. Isn't it tough talking to an audience who's just finished eating and a big meal?
Not at all. You see, an audience that has just eaten is a contented audience. Therefore, they take a friendly and appreciative attitude toward the speaker.
You're never in danger, then, of being booed or hissed.
No, I've been burped at a time. But I don't recall ever being booed or hissed.
What brings you to San Francisco, George?
I'm glad you asked me that
I didn't
question.
get the vibe.
I am here in the interest of a new 20th Century Fox picture, which will be out in a few months, produced by me, called Golden Girl. This is the story of Bing of Lotta Crabtree, fabulous dancer and singer who was the toast of this area during the Gold Rush days. And the Lotta Crabtree Fountain still stands here on Market Street in San Francisco. It was erected as a watering place for horses.
Yes, I know.
That's true.
I know. I often stop there for a drink when I come to town. On horseback. Yes, I do. I water my stock there.
Yeah. And I believe that, too. Any man that would come into Waldorf on an ox would do anything. Bing, in this picture, Golden Girl, there was a lovely song called California Moon. And I thought...
George, just a minute. How are you singing these days?
Well, now, sometimes I sing like Mario Lanza.
That's when you're on Hadacol, I think. You can't do that straight.
Sometimes I sing like Eddie Nelson.
No, that's Nelson Eddy.
I can't see good.
Get the fog out of the monocle.
Sometimes I sing like Nelson Eddy.
That's very good.
But, of course, very many times I sing like George Jessel.
Well, I think that's what kills it for you.
Now, just a minute. I want you to know that at the moment I'm singing fine, and Tallulah Bankhead let me sing on her last program.
Well, unfortunately, this isn't our last one. We have a few more opportunities.
Wait a minute. I will fix this for you. I'll tell you one thing. Here's a thought. Maybe we can do the song together.
Well, now this song. Folks, this is titled California Moon. Lyrics by George Jessel and Sam Lerner, and the music by Joe Cooper.
Now, this song is from my forthcoming 20th Century picture, Golden Girl, the story of Lotta Crabtree, who was never chased out of any hotel, any place. All right.
That in before we did all that.
Go ahead, sing it.
Okay. There's romance in every night underneath the light of the bright California moon. Even lonesome pines seem to kiss the clinging vines 'neath the bright California moon. Then I ask my star above, send the love I'm dreaming of, and we'll share the rare delight in the magic of a night 'neath the bright California moon. Instead of the voice of Firestone tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the masked tenor of Beverly Hills.
You'll be snug as a bug in the still of the night.
When you're under the wonderful thrill of the light.
Of the biggest and best in the east and the west, if you give it a test, you can leave all the rest of the wonderful moon.
If you're sighing and trying to find a romance, just remember a kiss will have more of a chance.
And your heart will be dancing when you get a glance that is full of romance. You'll be put in a trance by the beautiful moon.
Then you'll ask your star above. He'll be glad to send the love you're dreaming of.
Hand in hand, you'll share in that rarest delight
when you're kissed in the mystical, magical light
of a bright California moon.
Say, Bing, I just had a great idea. Why don't we make June our national switch to Chesterfield's month?
Oh, Ken, I don't know. It might be kind of tough messing around with June. That's the month of romance, the month of brides.
Oh, they won't mind, Bing. The chances are most of the honeymooners are Chesterfield fans anyway.
If I told a lie, if I made you cry, when I said goodbye, I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, dear, I apologize. If I caused you pain, I know I'm to blame. I must have been insane. Believe me, from the bottom of my heart, dear, I apologize. I realize I've been unfair to you. Please let me make amends. Don't say that you forgot the love we knew. After all, we were more than friends. If I've made you blue, I've had heartaches too. Now I beg of you, forgive me. From the bottom of my heart, dear, I apologize. If I've made you blue, I've had heartaches too. Now I beg of you, forgive me. From the bottom of my heart, dear, I apologize. I apologize. 'Cause 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 ' it. Here we are again, folks. That's the wrapper for this evening. Now our deepest thanks to Miss Martha Tilton for joining us this evening.
Oh, I enjoyed it very much, Bing.
Thanks, Martha.
I also enjoyed appearing with you, Mr. Crosby.
Well, I'm glad you can, Maxwell. And I do want you to drop in again real soon, huh?
Now, what do you mean real soon? 4 years ago I was on your program. You said the same thing. This is real soon with you?
I'll get in touch with you real soon, Georgie.
All right, and by the way, who's going to be with you next week? Because if you really meant that real soon stuff, this could be me, you know.
Oh, well, George, we have made some very extensive plans and some elaborate bookings.
Is that
we
so?
have next week Mr. Bert Wheeler and some other clever and entertaining folks who have not yet made themselves available.
Oh.
Our scouts are beating the bushes. They'll come up with somebody that'll just fracture the entire nation. Thanks again to you, George, and to Martha for coming tonight. Ken, will you move in here, please?
Right, Bing. Don't forget, folks, June 17th is Father's Day. The Bing Crosby Show, presented by Chesterfield, was produced and transcribed in San Francisco by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in next week and hear Bing and his guests, Mr. Bert Wheeler and other scintillating personalities.